It's the NFL on EA Sports.
And coming up, we'll see DK Metcalf. He should be one of his quarterback's best friends this week.
It's the Lumberjacks and the Desperados. Comes your way next on Madden.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Portland team entering play. They come in playing pretty good football. Winners of 4 of their last 6 games.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Cariokas,
they've certainly found their groove of late. Winners of 5 in a row.
And I think the sky's the limit for this team. They're playing the best football that they've played in a long time.
Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. Well, now how about this return?
a solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32.
So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they're led out by their mobile quarterback out of West Virginia. It's Geno Smith.
I still remember back in 2013 when he was drafted out of West Virginia. He was coming off of back-to-back 4,000-yard seasons for the Mountaineers. Hadn't seen as much game time in recent years, but at one point, a capable starter in the NFL.
Smith going to look to throw right away.
And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. Able to find a lot of empty space there, picking up the first down at a 21-yard gain. From the gun, here's Smith.
He's going to drop this underneath to Mostert.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down, but a nice little gain.
They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches.
To throw is Smith. Got a man, it's Higbee complete. And all the way in for the touchdown. Tyler Higbee, his 4th touchdown on the year.
And the Desperados march right down the field in 3 plays to claim the early advantage.
One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
Extra point up and good by Folk. And it's now a 7-0 game. Folk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by the 3rd overall selection back in 2018 from USC. It's Sam Darnold.
And he's still been looking for that one situation to allow all of his talents to come together. He's hoping that he found it here. Plenty of playmakers on the outside and a team that's willing to run the football to let his talent shine.
First carry for Nick Chubb. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. A check on the numbers for Chubb from a week ago. 25 carries, 94 yards, and a score.
And I'm eager to see how they deploy him in this game. Last week, a heavy workload. Do they decide to bring that down a little bit and try and keep him fresh? Or do they say, guess what? He's locked in. Keep handing him the football.
Darnold, he lost the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Flushed out right. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Able to find a seam for 14 yards, but still now facing a 4th down after the scramble. Here's Corey Bojorquez to punt this thing away. This is taken at the 15. A good kick, 48 yards, 4 on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Desperados offense, led by their running back, headed out for the second possession. And he continues to be a nuisance for opposing defenses that are tasked with trying to slow him down. He's currently 2nd in the NFL in rushing.
A shotgun snap for Smith. Short throw, it's Higbee. Short completion, just 4 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
And, CD, you look at this defense, what kind of pressure are they under trying to stop a team that has won 5 games in a row?
Well, to me, it makes their job harder because you know you're going up against an offense that's playing at an elite level, and sometimes you can get too caught up in trying to play the perfect game. You're trying to be too precise, too fine, instead of just letting it rip. And I think that's more the priority than trying to be absolutely perfect.
They'll try and run here with Mostert.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. And 12 yards that time and picking up the 1st. And after his performance last week, everybody saw it. Unbelievable. You can expect a heavy dose of him again, I think.
Without a doubt. I mean, why wouldn't you? Because once you establish yourself that way, it's not just him, okay? It's his offensive line, it's the tight end, it's your wide receivers, everyone now sharing in the load and sharing in the belief that they do their job, they'll see another performance just like they saw the week before.
22 yards on the catch and run, a 1st down.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
Really nice throw there to pick up the 1st down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this 1st quarter.
2nd down. Here's Mostert again.
And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line.
41 yards rushing for him now on just his first 3 carries. So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. They'll stay on the ground with Mostert.
And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. They'll try the air now with Smith.
That's complete to Mostert out of the backfield.
And he is going to lose yardage here. They'll wind up losing a couple yards here on the play. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation.
Backed up here. Tough spot. Needing 11 yards to pick up the 1st.
Back to throw, Smith. He's going to be sacked. Back at the 23-yard line. He couldn't get away there on 3rd down. The pressure too much, and he's sacked for a loss of 12.
Well, it's about how teams are so competitively matched, and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on 3rd down.
The Folks' kick is good.
And that will extend their lead even further.
So another scoring drive there, Charles, and an early 2-score lead.
You'd like the 6 there, partner, but you'll take the 3, and I think they have to be happy about the way they moved the ball in these first 2 drives. They have to feel good about their opportunities the rest of the game.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their 2nd drive. They'll look to get something started. They need to, down 10-0 early as they've got it 1st and 10. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage. Once he broke through that first wave of defenders, there was a pretty big gap there for him to run.
And it helps that they were in a dime defense. That's 6 defensive backs. So this is why a lot of teams now are searching for those linebacker safety combo type guys who can add a little bit more size on the defensive side of the ball, but can still run as well. Because when you run against 6 DBs with some bigger offensive linemen, you often get this result.
Darnold now to throw. Connects with Kittle underneath.
A brief pause in the action here as they tend to an injury. That's George Kittle shaken up on that last play. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. 3rd and 3. In motion, Slayton.
Darnold. He'll get this to Chubb out of the backfield. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving. Play action. It's Darnold. And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line.
Aiden Hutchinson.
He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Now, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. They go up the middle with Chubb. And he'll take this one across the 45 up to about the 46-yard line. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on 3rd down. To throw is Darnold. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Quiddy Pay
coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it also brings up 4th. Here's Corey Bojorquez now. Taking it about the 16. It'll be a 10-yard return following a punt of 45. And out will come the offense as they take over.
The Desperados offense and Geno Smith headed back out for this next possession.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They're looking sharp, out early to a 10-zip lead and looking for more as they've got it 1st and 10. They'll roll him out right.
And Smith able to move the chains before sliding down.
Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble. Now Smith.
Over the middle, brought in by Dotson.
And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter, and it's our visitors with the football. This 2nd and 4 as they've got it as we resume action. Out of the gun, Smith.
Going right back to Dotson.
Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
Up the middle they go with Mostert. And good space to operate there as he takes this down inside the 35-yard line. 53 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Dotson in motion right.
Now Smith.
On the out route, it's Lamb with a grab.
And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds.
Snap will come from the 31 on 2nd and 7.
Smith now to throw. Buying time to his left. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
No surprise to see him running again here. It's something he's done throughout this season. And that run puts him over 500 yards on the ground for the year. He's got to be thinking to himself, if I'm already at 500, what's to stop me from going for 1,000?
A 3-yard gain and enough for the first down.
That's a tremendous group effort there, because when you talk about offensive lines, the best ones, talk about guys that play in harmony, in sync, and getting things done, and they did that on that play.
Yeah, especially on 3rd and 1. Got to be in sync, and they were. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple. Smith. Over the middle, it's complete. And he's into the end zone for the receiving touchdown.
Jahan Dotson.
A 14-yard touchdown.
And the Desperados are able to add on to that lead.
The defense is doing their best, but they're struggling right now. They'll look for some help from their own offense to keep them in the game.
Now Folk for the extra point. He's got it, and it's 17-0. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all.
And it was Jahan Dotson with a touchdown catch to finish things off.
Folk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board.
And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. Portland's offense now about set to take over.
And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
Well, no, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
Catch is made by Metcalf. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Here's Darnold. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
No coverage bust by the defense here. They did a nice job accounting for everybody, and that led to an incompletion.
Off of play action, Darnold. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Aiden Hutchinson
able to get in there yet again. That's already 3 sacks for him here in this first half of football. On 4th down on is Corey Bojorquez to punt. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback.
Speedster Raheem Mostert and the rest of this offense out to start the drive.
And he's closing in on that number that all running backs circled beginning of the year, the number 1,000. Could do it on this drive.
And you have to think to yourself that this moment, getting to this spot, it started in the offseason, right? Not just the workouts, right? Not just getting yourself physically prepared to play, but mentally, as well as your team, as well as your unit, head coach, offensive coordinator. We run the football. We give you opportunities. He's taking advantage of it.
And when you get this close to the mark, you just hope things don't tighten up, right? You probably want to get there and get it in your rearview mirror.
You really do, don't you? Because now it becomes predominant, and you wonder about play calling as well. Do you want to call plays to get that out of the way, or are you still calling plays to win the game first? That becomes the burden of the play calling.
A run with Mostert up the middle.
And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50.
63 yards rushing for him here as he starts to draw closer to a 1,000-yard campaign.
From the 50, it's Smith. Over the middle and complete to the tight end, Higbee. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
And from the 42 now, here's 2nd and 2.
Smith.
He'll get this into the hands of Mostert.
And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. Here's Smith.
Throw right side complete to Dotson.
And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. That one a 14-yard play, and it keeps this drive moving.
He's turning in a nice performance. Remember, he had the touchdown earlier, and this time he's able to beat double coverage to grab it.
I think that if he weren't worried about a taunting penalty, he'd run by the opposing team's bench and say, guys, 2's not going to be enough. You better get some more guys trying to cover me. He knows how to get open downfield.
Geno now to throw.
Complete, it's Dotson.
And he's going to have a gain of 11 to the 11 before he's brought down. 1st and 10.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Moore, the man in motion.
He's going to get it on the jet sweep.
And he will take this one in for a touchdown.
Rondale Moore.
His first touchdown on the year.
And the Desperados are able to add on to their first half lead. Well, we've talked about it before. You know, this jet sweep, something a lot of teams like to run nowadays, and this one winds up in the end zone.
And it is all about creating different ways to get the ball in the hands of your playmakers. And wasn't it interesting that prior to this game, the head coach told us, I saw this sitting in my chair watching a Tuesday night college game and decided to implement it myself.
Folk connects on the extra point, and the route is on here in this first half. Folk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Portland's offense now about set to take over. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. 7 yards there and a first down. And again, it's Chubb. And he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48.
41 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
From the 48-yard line, here's a 2nd down and 4.
A shotgun snap for Darnold.
Looking for the out route. He's got it. Complete to Kittle. And now following the completion, we're going to get a stoppage here for an injury. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Back to throw, Darnold. Open target here, Darius Slayton. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up.
So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
Darnold from the gun. to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
They're putting together a drive here in the final minutes of the half, but the coverage has been tight all game long, and they certainly want to keep them off the scoreboard here.
Darnold to throw again. And it's caught. Touchdown. Tutu Atwell. A 12-yard touchdown grab.
And the Lumberjacks get a bit closer.
Now, the scoreboard still does not look good, but at least they polished off that goose egg.
Yeah, they've been thoroughly outplayed in the first half. Finally, a little spark of life, but it's going to take a lot more to add to that flame for them to thoroughly get back into this one.
Extra point by Blankenship is up and good.
And that'll make it 24-7. So that drives 7 plays in length. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The visitors' offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he's done everything you could have asked for coming in. He's spread it around. He hasn't taken many chances. And he's potentially on his way to a big game throwing the football.
Now Geno. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long. Now it's Smith. And he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the first down marker. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
On 3rd down, here comes Mostert.
And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Sanchez on to punt here as he sends this one away. Here's Smith to return it.
It'll be 37 yards there on the punt.
And they will take over 1st and 10. Portland's offense now about set to take over. A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they look up and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is.
And that is incomplete.
An attempt at a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage.
Credit Patrick Queen. He was the man who knocked that ball away.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up 4th down.
And well done here. That one will kick out of bounds at about the 8-yard line.
Speedster Raheem Mostert and the rest of this offense out to start the drive.
And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. Smith, an incomplete pass on 1st down. Now it's 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Geno.
Target is to Dotson, and he's got him.
9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. The final shot here before break. Smith.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far.
As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Hi again, everybody. Let's get you caught up with what's going on around the league here in the unofficial midway point, Week 8 of the NFL season. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up, ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. So after a very one-sided first half, what will the second half bring as we are back underway on EA Sports? And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball into the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
And Chubb will try the middle here. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Now Darnold. Connects with Kittle underneath. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Up the middle, it's Chubb. Stiff-armed him. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
Here's Darnold. They set up the screen to Chubb. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. It's a pickup of 15 and a fresh set of downs.
For as many sacks as this defense has, you can understand their willingness to try and get upfield and get another. So what a really smart play call here to use their aggression against them, go with the screen, and they're able to get the first down.
Darnold running the option to the right side. Now the ball comes loose, but fortunately he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. We talk a lot about setting the tone to start the game. Well, you want to start the tone right in the third quarter as well, and nearly lost a football there in their first drive.
And sometimes we overdo it when we talk about halftime adjustments and what teams are going to do. Most of the time it's just a matter of executing the game plan you brought in. But I'll guarantee you, they didn't draw that play up on the whiteboard at halftime. They're fortunate to retain possession.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. Doesn't look to be any confusion here as they come up now on a 2nd and 6 following the delay of game. That's complete to Slayton. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Just his 2nd catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. To throw is Darnold. Left side here taken in by Metcalf. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Now they return to the ground game. Chubb. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. Darnold. Feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7. Quinnen Williams able to drop him for a loss of 2, and that will bring up 4th down.
It has been a rough afternoon for him trying to get rid of the football. CD, that's now 5 sacks.
How'd you like to be the offensive coordinator, the offensive line coach trying to come up with an answer for this pass rush? What blocking assignments do you change? Can guys play a little bit better? And we're seeing the end result on the scoreboard. Long day in the pocket for their quarterback.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. Up to midfield. Look at him go inside the 30. He will take this all the way. Touchdown. I know a lot of special teams coaches, they just want to keep it away from him because that's what he can do.
And others have egos that their players can't keep up with. And they say, challenge him. Kick it to him. The way he runs as fast as he is, I wouldn't challenge him at all. I'd do everything possible to keep it away.
He is just a blur when he gets a full head of steam, and he got a full head of steam there. So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Darnold now to throw. Eluding the pressure right. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
You know what I like about that play? He didn't try to do too much on 1st down. He took what the defense gave him, put together a solid gain to bring up 2nd and manageable. Now they have a couple of plays to pick up just a few yards and a new set of downs.
And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the 1st.
Now it's Darnold.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And he's got enough for the 1st across midfield to the 48. They give the Chubb out of the gun. And he'll be taken down right around the 41-yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. And he's certainly not a guy that drops that football very often.
Indeed, because that's a bit of a surprise. I know he's in the middle of some traffic and people, bodies all around him, but he usually has the focus to haul that one in.
Faking the give, Darnold. And he's able to get the 1st before he's taken down at the 36. Here's Darnold. Catch is made by Metcalf. And he will take it in for the touchdown. DK Metcalf, 36 yards.
And the Lumberjacks are able to cut into that deficit.
So the quarterback drops to throw, looks over, and boom, a guy that wide open, he has to be thinking, wait a minute, this is some kind of a dream. This is too easy.
Yeah, a great dream. One you don't want to wake up from. But for the defense, almost feels like there was a bust in coverage.
Extra point by Blankenship is up and good.
And the lead will be cut down to 14.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. The visitor offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. And space tough to come by there as they get maybe a yard to the 37. So from the 37, here's a 2nd down and 9. Here's Smith. Flush to his, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Leonard Floyd in there to get him. It's a loss of 5. This defense coming out after the half, and if that plays any indicator, Charles, maybe a little refreshed and refocused here for quarters 3 and 4.
Yeah, they did really well on that one. That's exactly what they need to keep doing if they want.
And he's going to go down again. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
And it has been a good game for them. They haven't been pressured very much today, but on back-to-back sacks, maybe the defense is starting to figure something out.
Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. That's returnable now for Smith. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. The Lumberjacks offense and their star running back Nick Chubb getting set to take over once more. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. And you have to imagine this defense saying, how do we stop this guy? He has run roughshod through him to this point in the 3rd quarter. 15 yards there on the catch and run.
And this is what they're going to need more of. It's the 3rd quarter. You're trailing. You've got to come out with a renewed sense of purpose. And that's a nice way to kick off the drive with good yardage and a 1st down.
Oh, they'll get this to Metcalf on the jet sweep. Oh, and this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. Quinnen Williams, so hard to block, and he shows it that time, making the tackle for loss. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now in the Rose City of Portland, Oregon, as we are just about set to go here in quarter number 4. Throwing on 2nd down. Darnold. This one to Slayton over the middle. And this offense on 3rd down today, they've converted 3 times in 8 chances. Here it's 3rd and 2. They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. Now, yes, a 2-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on 2nd and short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right. They did pick up the 1st down there, but they, as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace now because it's a 2-possession game. They've got to get there twice to make sure they have a chance to win.
Trey Greenlaw in there on the tackle. 2nd down and 6 now. They run it again with Chubb. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down?
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
On 3rd down, it's Nick Chubb. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes this one down to the 15. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
And they'll try the air now with Darnold. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Give him 2 yards. That sets him up 1st and goal. 5th catch of the game for him there.
Yeah, and the tight end position is now becoming a volume pass catcher. Used to be occasional, right? Safety valve. Throw one to him every so often, but mainly they want him out there to block. Nowadays, an integral part of the pass.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
Aiden Hutchinson. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon.
They'll try again on 2nd and goal after going backwards to the 12. And the tight end goes in motion left. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. This is caught. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. A nice job to get 11 out of that pass play, but now they face a 3rd and goal. He'll look to throw. And it's caught. Touchdown.
DK Metcalf
With his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year.
And the Lumberjacks have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, got to give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free, and his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
Oh, a good return up past the 30. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 37.
They'll start on the ground with Mostert. And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards. That'll bring up 2nd down.
And for the defense, this is a spot where you don't want to totally sell out to stop the run, but you do have a pretty good idea of what you're going to see. And that's good work right there to keep them in check on that 1st down carry.
2nd down, here's Mostert again.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard.
The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long. Smith. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the 2nd half. That's just his 2nd incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, but a lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
It'll be a 39-yard punt. Give him a good 10 yards on the return.
The Lumberjacks offense has Sam Darnold headed back out there. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been that successful. He just processes things so quickly and makes a right read seemingly every time.
They begin this drive with Chubb.
And taken down just shy of the 40.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a 1st down. Throw left side, taken in by Slayton. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it's second down. Back to throw, Darnold. Once again, he finds Slayton. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 25 yards there on the catch and run.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. Darius Slayton from 19 yards away. And the Lumberjacks are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th. We are set up for a fantastic finish now. A 4th quarter touchdown here. We're an extra point away from a tie football game.
And I know they're thinking about possibly going for 2, but I'd go ahead and kick this one and just get it back to level.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter.
This crowd alive again. Some were headed for the exits, but a 4th quarter comeback has tied things up as the kick is away here. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Now the Rio offense set to take over. Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this 4th quarter to try to grab that lead back. On the ground, it's Mostert to start the drive. And he'll get this up just shy of the 30.
They suspected that it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on 1st down.
Here's Smith. And he's got the hook up to Moore. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. First target, first catch, and a 1st down. Out of the gun, Smith. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
And they'll send the tight end in motion here.
Here's a handoff to Mostert running left.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there.
Now this crowd is making an impact right now. 3rd and 10.
Now Gino. And he can only manage to take this thing to the 38, well shy of the 1st down. So it's our visitors with a football as we get you reset. And they're looking at 4th down now in this tie ball game. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Pulled in at the 24. So a change of possession here on the punt.
Portland's offense now about set to take over.
And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking, my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a swivel.
Totally. Or maybe I just need to get out of the game for a while because I just can't slow these guys down. They've got to figure out a way to disrupt these offenses. And typically, one guy makes a big play, and that can help change things.
They'll be looking for disruption on both sides right now. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Going right side, he finds Slayton. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40.
Here's 2nd and a yard. Darnold to throw. He's got Slayton on the slant.
Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game.
Here's Darnold.
Connects with Kittle underneath. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game.
Here's second down.
A give. This is Chubb. Now the defense will burn their third and final timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. Handoff comes to Chubb. And he's brought down short. 2 yards there. Needed 4.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Rodrigo Blankenship with an important one.
This to almost certainly win the football game. And his kick here is good. And it's celebration time on that sideline as they have taken the lead in the final seconds. The home crowd here absolutely loves it, as they should, getting the field goal in the closing moments and likely going to get out of here with a W.
A W, celebrations all around. How about how everyone's going to leave this stadium, right? And you know something? He probably makes more money than most of the 60,000 people here, but they're all willing to buy him dinner tonight, aren't they?
Oh, they don't care. He's a man of the people right now.
And that one too wide and incomplete.
One last throw here for Smith.
That is caught by Lamb.
And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out.
What a thrilling fourth quarter this one was. Well, at least I guess if you're cheering for the winning side, an outstanding comeback, though, that saw them completely take control and change the outcome of this game.
Yeah, I'm not sure how many of us saw that coming, the way that they were playing and having the lead after 3 quarters. A little bit of a stunning ending because it wasn't just a one touchdown swing. It was a multiple touchdown swing for them to end up losing that ball game. Give credit where credit is due. They came off the pace and got it done.
So for Portland, the win moves them up to 5-2 now on the year. And they will hit the road next week.
Meanwhile, for Rio,
they'll fall to 5-3 with a loss. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.